In this tutorial, we're going to complete our formatting of our web page template by improving the spacing around sections of the page. So you can see that we're talking here about fixing the article section, and we're going to give it a margin so that the text is not pushed up right against the side of the page. If I have a look at my page so far, you can see there's a few problems. These buttons are budging up against the side of my sidebar, and the text here is then directly attached there. And this makes it sometimes difficult to read. In addition, if we had a scroll bar, so if I zoom this page a little bit, you might see then that sometimes we lose text at the side of the page depending on which browser we're using. So to fix these things, we're going to look at the box in which each block of the page is contained. So the first thing I'm going to do is to try to fix this sidebar here. So I'm going to go to my expressions section. I'm going to edit the aside, so right click on there and modify style. And I'm going to come to the box, and you can see we've got two things, padding and margin. Now the margin is the space around an object, and the padding is the space within the object between the sides and the actual text. So we're going to add some padding. We don't have to do it to all the sides though, so I'm going to untick this same for all here, and I really only have to do it on the right hand side where it then budges up against the article. So I'm going to put 20 pixels in there and click OK. You can see that's added padding right to my style sheet, so I need to save that, and then I'm going to go to File, Preview in Browser, which I can't do on the style sheet, so I need to go to the template, File, Preview in Browser, and then back to Chrome. And you can see I've now got some space between the buttons and the edge. And I can do the same thing for the article here. I don't want it right up against the side here. So I'm going to come back to expressions. So I'm going to take the article, I'm going to modify style, and I'm going to come to the box. Now because we're using table layout, so in our layout we've got display as table cell, we can really only make changes to the padding. The actual margin parts won't have any effect. So for my article, I'm going to keep the same for all sides, top, bottom, right and left, and I'm going to maybe give it something like 20 pixels, and click on OK there. And then I'm going to save all, and then have another look in the browser. And you can see that we've now got a bit of a gap around the text on all sides that makes it easier to read. I might want to do the same with my footer at the bottom here. It's a little bit cramped. So back to expressions. I'm going to edit my footer. So right click on footer, modify style, and this time for the box here I probably want just the top and bottom to have a little bit of gap, but what I can do here is I'm going to make the top and bottom have something like 10 pixels, and I'm going to apply that. But I could also give a little bit of a margin as well at the top and bottom. So I'm going to put a margin in at the top of maybe 30 pixels, and actually I don't want anything at the bottom because that's the bottom of the page. So if I click OK there now, you can see now I've got a gap between the article and the footer has got some space above and below my underline here. And that should turn out okay in the browser as well. I'm just going to save that. And I'll go back and have a look at my instructions. So the other thing that they're talking about here is the possibility of adding a background image. And what we're actually going to do, there's a new technique, so I'm not going to follow the instructions here. This would work, but it's a little bit of a lot of hard work to get to where we need to go. I'm going to make things a lot easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is to come back to expressions, and you'll see that in my site view I've added an image called Pet Gallery. And if we have a look at what Pet Gallery looks like, you can see that it's a whole bunch of different pets. So it's quite a big image that I'm going to put behind the text in my page. So how am I going to achieve this? Well, I'm going to start off by coming back to CSS_Matic, and I'm going to use one of their gradients as a starting point. And I'm actually going to use this. I would suggest that you use either a black gradient or a white gradient. So I've gone for this white gradient here, and I just want it to be quite plain. So I've taken the stop off the middle here. I've got a stop at the start, a stop at the end, and it's all more or less white. So what am I going to do with this? Well, I'm going to take from the CSS code over here, I'm just going to take this section here. Background linear gradient. So it's just above filter in the code here. And I'm going to copy that code, and then I'm going to come back to my CSS, and I'm going to add that into the article. So I've got a background color already, but I'm now going to go in here and edit, paste, and put in this linear gradient. Now, one of the things that we have to do is to change the opacity, or how transparent it is. We don't want to use a solid 1 here. I'm going to take it down to something like 0.7. And then the same with this section here. I'm going to take that down to 0.7. And what that'll now do is to make a transparency over, or actually behind, since it's the background, behind the text. And a transparency behind is not going to be very noticeable. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to add in here with a comma, and then I'm going to say, I'm going to use a URL, which means a reference to a file. I'm going to open a bracket, and I'm going to type in inside speech marks exactly the correct name for my image. So notice URL, open bracket, 2 speech marks, close bracket. And the name I want to put inside there is petgallery.jpg, and that's with a capital G as well. So back here, I'm going to put in petgallery.jpg. So whatever file you've saved, whatever image you've saved as a background, you need to put in exactly the same name as is saved into your site view. So I've changed the opacity here from what I copied over from CSS_Matic's gradient, and I've added a URL to the code. When I click on save now and go and have a look at the template, we're not really seeing anything in here, which is just what we would expect. But if I now go and have a look at my web page and refresh the page, then you can see that I've got a photograph background, and it is faded out by using that color gradient. So what if I had a lighter text and this wasn't working particularly well? One of the things I could do is to come back here, and you see I've got 255s here. 255s are white. If I took all these 3 255s and changed them to 0, 0, 0, then that's going to give me black instead of white. And then maybe I'm going to take these 237s and also maybe make them something like 10, 10, 10. That's not worked. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back and have a look at my web page, refresh the page, and you can see that's a dark background. I mean, the red text isn't very readable against that, but if you had a light coloured font here, that would make that a bit more readable. And we can change how strong the image is by using different numbers in here. So if I say something like 0.9 instead of 0.7, then it will be stronger as a colour over the picture. And if I come back here again and refresh that, then you can see it's very dark now. I can still see the picture a little, but that's become much, much darker. If I want to make it very, very light, these zeros have to be 255s, 255, 255, 255, and then these 10s I'm going to set back to about maybe 200, 200, 200. As long as they're the same number each time, we'll get a shade of grey. And then if we have a look at that, refresh the page, you can see we've got a strong, bright background behind, but it's still part of a picture. So make your website template as good looking as you can using all the techniques we've used: gradients, rollover buttons, rounded corners on whatever you need, and you'll then be ready to make copies of your template to use as the separate pages.